Headlines. Okay, it's Climate Week, and organizers are doing all kinds of things across the country to encourage businesses, governments, and others to fulfill and even level up their climate commitments because we don't have a lot of time to waste. One group I am taking a shine to are the Science Moms. They're a group of climate scientists who are also mamas. Check out these two mothers introducing themselves.
Hi, I'm Dr. Melissa Burt, and I am a research scientist in the Department of Atmospheric Science at Colorado State University. My research focuses on the interactions of Arctic clouds, radiation, and sea ice in a changing climate. I've been interested in the earth sciences since I was a young kid, but I have to say my biggest motivation in studying our changing climate is my daughter Mia. She's only 4 years old, and I don't want to leave this burden on her shoulders. I want to make this world a better place for her to grow up in, and I know so many mothers out there feel the same way.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rosimar Rios-Barrios. I'm a scientist at the National Center for Atmospheric Research, also known as NCAR, in Boulder, Colorado. I primarily use computer models and observations from airplanes to study how hurricanes form and how they become very powerful. I became interested in atmospheric sciences after growing up in Puerto Rico and experiencing many hurricanes myself. With me is my 1-year-old baby, Loki. And for him, I wish that the future won't bring too many extreme weather events. And that's part of the reason why I do the science that I do.
Science Moms have launched a nationwide education campaign to help non-science moms who are concerned about their children's planet, but they aren't confident in their knowledge about climate change or how they can help. Well, let me tell you, I feel like everywhere you look, there is a way for every single person to help. There's so much to do. For example, my daughter just started kindergarten, and the food they're serving to her from the cafeteria is basically chemically processed crap, plastic wrapped, sugar filled, deep fried, highly processed crap grown on, of course, an industrial agriculture farm whose runoff is killing the sea otters. That's right. You heard me. The sea otters. It's Sea Otter Awareness Week, by the way. And while populations are dropping significantly due to pollutants and agricultural runoff that ends up in the ocean. So that chemically processed, industrially grown crap that is being served at, JFK Middle School, wherever you are, has, if we could fix that and have some locally grown stuff and some maybe organic stuff served in our children's cafeterias, fight back against that crap food lobby, we would also be saving the planet. According to Andrew Johnson, California representative with the nonprofit Defenders of Wildlife, those agricultural runoffs are not only bringing down the sea otter population. Sea otters, so cute. Why would anyone not want to help? But they're also, poisoning the ocean for other wildlife. You can find out what you can do about this during Climate Week and the rest of our lives at wildlife.org. And I want to say that was pretty smart of them to put the Sea Otter Awareness Week the same week as Climate Week because it overlaps. You can find out about the Science Moms at sciencemoms.com. I find it very helpful to be able to explain science in a way even Fox News viewers can understand it. Over in New York City, they're celebrating Climate Week by holding on to the failing vestiges of an economic system that destroyed our environment in the first place. Tom Steyer, decent guy, rich as hell, hedge fund manager and co-founder of a community development bank. He also tried to get Obama to stop the Keystone XL pipeline and to do clean energy, back when Obama was in office, when we had more than 100 seconds left on the doomsday clock. Steyer also ran for president. You remember him? Yeah, he was like on the other end from Marianne Williamson. They put the two unusual candidates into corners. He really needed to be coached on some stage presence, maybe take a Toastmasters class or something, but his heart really is in the right place. Right now, he is in New York City trying to get the business sector to get on board with not killing us all anymore. Steyer estimates that to solve the climate crisis, we need to invest over the next 30 years, if civilization survives that long, close to $4 trillion a year, not overall, a year, to transition our energy technologies so that we could have any kind of livable future. Right now, we're investing just above 800 billion. That is a $300 trillion annual gap. And Steyer says it's too much to be addressed by philanthropy or public sector investments. Although that's a good start, he says we need the private sector to get off its assets and get involved in cross-industry collaboration. He's saying, of course, that goes hand in hand with philanthropy and public and private sector funding, but he's calling this movement for businesses movement capitalism. Maybe the idea of movement capitalism won't scare people as much because it has the word capitalism in it, you know? And people are so afraid of any other word like regulation or shared prosperity that they're willing to let their children drown in a coastal flood before they're willing to do something else. Steyer says of capitalism, what movement capitalism is an economic philosophy that employs the foundations of capitalism, which he names innovation, entrepreneurship, and competition, and merges those with the power of global activism in support of a higher public purpose. But the problem is, well, first, it's a great idea, and it just might have worked if and for the fact that global activism for the common good is diametrically opposed to the other foundation of capitalism: greed, Darwinism, winner take all, profits above people. I agree with where you're going, Tom, and every bit helps. But when half the population of the United States is willing to vote for a serial sexual assaulting, murderous, treasonous bigot just to own people who want to share prosperity, give health care to everyone because we have the money to do so, well, I'm not sure if folks are really going to make the jump to that higher level of consciousness that it's going to take to have what you're calling movement capitalism. But more power to you, Tom. If you want to find out more about what he's doing, Galvanized Climate Solutions, which Tom has launched to spearhead the use of movement capitalism. Maybe, Tom, you can come on our show and talk with us. I know a certain lady libertine who I just might ask to help us set that up. Those are the headlines. You're watching ACT TV.